Welcome to your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 776. If you are writing a book or thinking about it, or maybe you've started writing your book but you need some help getting it done, you are in the right place. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm your host, Christine Whitmarsh. If you're looking for me online, look for Christine Inc., like that stuff we write with. Each day, I'm sharing with you the writing habits I've learned over my 19 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three things in particular have a huge impact on your success as an author, and they have the ability to turn a quote-unquote non-author into a published one. Those three things are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset habits. Here's today's quote. People understand me so poorly that they don't even understand my complaint about them not understanding me. Søren Kierkegaard. And once again, happy Monday, everyone. And for my listeners here in America, Memorial Day greetings to you all. And coincidentally, the subject of today's show happens to involve war. And no, I didn't plan it this way. These things just sort of happen. So here's today's Memorial Day episode, which of course is dedicated to the memory of our fallen soldiers. It took Joseph Heller 8 years to write the classic war novel and one of my favorite pieces of literary satire, Catch-22. He based it largely on his own combat experience in World War II as a B-25 bombardier in Italy. With 8 years tolling over the writing of his first and most famous novel, I think it's safe to say that Heller put everything he had into Catch-22, drawing on his own experiences, things he observed, and of course, his own writer's imagination. He wrote it in a way that would honor the memory of his fellow soldiers while also aiming to achieve a certain verisimilitude. Now, this is a word I talked about on the show some time back. Verisimilitude meaning a higher truth. My husband, a United States Marine Corps combat vet, describes Catch-22 as an intellectual hand grenade tossed against the military-industrial war complex. I think that's an interesting description. Now, arriving at my point for today's episode, my author takeaway from all this, which is the phrase, Catch-22. It's a Catch-22. This might be one of the most misunderstood and misused phrases in existence. Quoting from Wikipedia, a Catch-22 is a paradoxical situation from which an individual cannot escape because of contradictory rules or limitations. The term was coined by Joseph Heller, who used it in his 1961 novel, Catch-22. And then the example Wikipedia gives is from a very dramatically different fictitious story, the 1980s Michael J. Fox movie, The Secret of My Success, wherein his character Brantley Foster said, "How can I get any experience until I get a job that gives me experience?" Well, sorry, Wikipedia, that's not exactly correct. In the novel, and also referenced in the Sunday Storytime episode of the show yesterday, a Catch-22 technically means this. If one tries to claim he is insane in order to avoid combat, it proves he is sane and therefore perfectly qualified for combat. And yes, I might be taking this a little bit literally, again, being such a fan of the novel, and the fact that the Secret of My Success definition of Catch-22 is far different than the Catch-22 novel version, and Yossarian constantly and unsuccessfully trying to claim insanity so he wouldn't have to go on yet another bombing mission. To use another overused phrase of ambiguous origins, Wikipedia really dropped the ball on this one. Wherever the truth lies on this spectrum of definitions, specifically whatever Joseph Heller's intentions behind the phrase Catch-22 really were, here is my message for authors. No matter how brilliant your work is, there will likely be at least one aspect of it that is misunderstood. It could be a line, a chapter, a section, the entire book, or maybe you as the author. Unless you're intentionally trying to deceive your audience, misunderstandings are well beyond your control. And in the case of most misunderstandings, there's a good chance that the people misunderstanding your book maybe haven't even read it or maybe read a part of it before making up their mind to misunderstand it. All the more reason not to take it personally. Because as Mark Twain said, a classic is something that everybody wants to have read and nobody wants to read. So I hope you will keep today's episode in mind next time you either say or hear someone say, it's a Catch-22. Remind them how misunderstood authors are. Thank you for joining me here on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I am helping you write and finish writing an awesome book. And please drop by my Inc. Authors group on Facebook to discuss or ask questions about this episode, or more importantly, let us know what your writing goals are and how we can support them. Inc. Authors on Facebook. Until tomorrow, happy writing.